Hello, dear LELB visitors. In this uh, advanced reading course, I'm going to teach you Unit 17 of this advanced reading course book that I really love, and I think it's a great course book to practice reading for and against. If you plan to take the IELTS exam or even TOEFL exam, I believe this book can help you and add up the level of your vocabulary and practice some reading comprehension, and so hopefully we have covered even actually I suppose 16 units of that completely, 16 out of 30, so even more than the half of the book has already been covered. So you can just visit us on lelb.net and in order to have access to the full text together with podcasts. This session I'm going to teach you unit 17 of that. But before getting started, let me see. Let me show you the flashcards here. This is essential, as you can see, means necessary, important, vital, and this is confidence, and this is awkward, means embarrassed and embarrassing, difficult and clumsy. Yeah, that's it for this unit. The format of for and against is like actually talking about a challenging and multifaceted topic, for and against that, arguing for and against a topic that is challenging. And the topic of unit 17 is it reads, childhood is not certainly the happiest time of your life. So this is for this idea, and let's say the opposite side is that childhood is definitely the happiest time. Okay. It is about time somebody exploded that hoary old myth about childhood being the happiest period of your life. Pay attention to this structure. It's time somebody did something. Simple past. It's time, or it's high time, it's right time, somebody did something. The tense of the sentence is simple past, but it refers to the present time. So do not think that it has happened in the past. So we should do something. And what is that? That hoary old myth. Hoary means overused, cliched, overused. Old myth about childhood being the happiest period of your life. So we need to discard the idea that childhood is definitely the happiest period of your life. That's why actually the writer is against this idea. Childhood may certainly be fairly happy, certainly, admittedly, be really happy, but its greatest moments can't compare with the sheer joy of being an adult. So the writer believes that adulthood is better than childhood, because it refers to let's say childhood's greatest moments cannot be comparable to or with the sheer, means utter, complete joy of being an adult. Let me use the sheer means utter, complete. Okay. Whoever asked a 6-year-old for an opinion? It's a rhetorical question. Okay. Pay attention to this grammar structure. 6-year-old. We don't say 6 years old. Say 6-year-old. For example, another example is a 100 page book. We don't say 100 pages book, because here 100 page is an adjective for book, and in English adjectives are always singular. Okay. For an opinion, children don't have opinions, or if they do, nobody notices. It wants to say that even if children have some opinions, nobody cares about it, because maybe actually they don't have mature opinions. Adults choose the clothes their children will wear, so they just dominate them. The books they will read, and the friends they will play with. So mother and father are kindly but absolute dictators. They call the shots. It's an idiom, say, to call the shots. Means to be in charge, to be in control, to wield control, or exert influence. This is an adult world, and though children may be deeply loved, they have to be manipulated so as not to interfere too seriously with the lives of their elders and betters. Nice. Elders and betters rhyme with each other. There is a contrast here. This is an adult world, because the adults actually are in charge, and though or although children may be deeply loved, although this is the case, they do not use but here. It's a common mistakes that some English students make. For example, they say although it is bad, or although something has happened, but here you should not use but. They have to be manipulated or controlled so as not to interfere too seriously with the lives of their elders. Means older people. It's a more polite way. Elder and betters. So even if children are deeply loved and even adored, they should not interfere with the personal lives of their parents, elders. The essential or necessary or important difference between manhood and adulthood is the same as the difference between independence and subjection. Subjection means dependence, opposite of independence. So as a matter of fact, this sentence wants to say that, or to connote or convey that children do not have independence, and adults do have, let's say, independence. Children are dependent. They are subjugate. Let me write it down. Subjugate. Yeah, it means they are, let's say, controlled and in a lower position or authority compared to adults. Okay, say paragraph 2. For all the nostalgic remarks you hear, which adult would honestly change places with a child? Again, nostalgic remarks, hoary remarks, something that is overused, cliched, platitudinous, or banal. BANAL means overused. uh, adults do not want to just change this situation that they have and change positions or roles. Think of the years at school, the years spent living in constant fear of examinations. Constant means forever. It's continuous fear of examinations and school reports, homework, assignments. Every moment, every movement you make, every thought you think is observed and inspected by some critical adult who may draw unflattering conclusions about your character. So it means that you are being observed, you are being inspected as long as you are a child in a very critical way. And unflattering means not giving you any flattering. It means unattractive. Draw unattractive conclusions. Means not kind conclusions here. They are against you. It's so pessimistic, but anyway. The title of this book is For and Against, and it is clear what it just follows. Who draws unflattering or bitter conclusions? Parents, vis-a-vis or corresponding to children about your character. So they do not praise you unflattering. They do not praise you because flatter means praise. Let me write it. Means praise, to butter up, adulate. Okay. Think of the curfews, the martial law, the times you had to go to bed early, do as you were told, eat digesting stuff that was supposed to be good for you. So you should be obedient and submissive. It wants to say that children should be obedient and submissive. It means they should take orders. Think of the curfew. What is curfew? Curfew is a time by which children should be home, and that time actually is decided or determined by parents. For example, you should be home by 8 p.m. So children have to obey that. This is curfew. Curfew has another meaning, but it doesn't apply here. And martial law is a state of turmoil in the society in which the police officers are replaced with the army, or actually are assisted with the army to control some turmoil or confusion in the society, or even rebel. The times you had to go to bed early, do as you were told, eat digesting stuff that was supposed or expected to be good for you. Remember how gentle pressure was applied with remarks like, if you don't do as I do, I will blah blah blah, and a dire warning would follow. Dire means bitter, means dangerous. Say dire consequences means negative, let's say, results. So if you don't do that, if you are not obedient to the parents, there will be dire consequences. You will face the music. Okay. Even so, there are only part of a child's troubles. So this is not limited to that. There are some other troubles. No matter how kind and loving adults may be, children often suffer from terrible, illogical fears which are the result of ignorance and an inability to understand the world around them. So it is not just limited to the strict regulations or rules imposed upon the children by the parents. Children are not mature enough, no matter how kind and loving, supportive adults may be. Children often suffer from terrible, illogical, insensible fears or phobias, which are the result of ignorance, lack of knowledge, and an inability to understand the world around them. Say immaturity. Immaturity. Lack of maturity, lack of wisdom. Nothing can equal the abject fear of a child may feel in the dark. Equal means to be equal to come to. The abject means awful, terrible, awful, abject, extremely bad. Fear of darkness. Because children, because of the fact that they are immature, they are afraid of dark or darkness. But this is not the case for the adult, because the adult of mature, therefore actually they are not afraid of darkness. Or so the absolute horror is complete or overwhelming terror of childish nightmares. Adults can share their fears with other adults. Yeah, they can just share their emotions and feelings. Children invariably face their fears alone. This is not true. Children can share their emotions too, but anyway, I'm just a reader. I don't agree with that. Children invariably means always, incessantly, invariably deal with their fears or phobia alone. But the most painful part of childhood is the period when you begin to emerge from it. It says the most painful, agonizing part of childhood is the period you begin to emerge, means come out and show up from it. That is adolescence. That is puberty. Also you can say puberty. Puberty is the border between childhood and adulthood. And you become mature physically and even mentally. Okay. Teenagers may rebel violently against parental authority at the time of puberty. Rebel, pay attention to this point. Rebel, second syllable, as a verb, and rebel as a noun. Rebel, when you rebel somebody or something, it means that you protest, you show opposition violently against parental authority. They do not accept it anymore. Authority means power and control. But this causes them great unhappiness. This is not that easy. There is a complete lack of self-confidence. They don't have enough self-confidence during this time, during that puberty period. Adolescents or teenagers are overconscious, means pay too much attention to something of their appearance. That is true. And they get emotional, too emotional. And the impression they make on others, particularly of the opposite sex, they try to just grab the attention of the people, of their peers, P-E-E-R, especially of the opposite sex. That is so typical of puberty and the adolescence. They feel shy, awkward. Awkward means embarrassed, and clumsy. Clumsy means again actually awkward. It means inexperienced and inexperienced and not even pathetic. All thumbs. It's another idiom, synonym for that. Feelings are intense. That's why they get carried away. They are emotional, and hearts easily broken. Hearts easily broken. They are oversensitive or hypersensitive. Teenagers experience moments of tremendous elation. Moments of tremendous means so high or intense. Elation means happiness. It means that actually they go to the extremes. In one moment they are too happy, in the other they are too sad. Or black despair. Despair means hopelessness. Despair, hopelessness. And through this turmoil or confusion, adults seem to be more hostile than ever. And at that time, that is actually when there is a turbulence in their lives, the lives of the adolescents, they cannot get along with the adults. I mean, adolescents cannot get along with them easily or harmonize with them, get along with them or socialize with them. That's true. Teenagers, when they step into their puberty, they sometimes have seclude themselves. Let me write it down. Seclude or isolate themselves. They do not want to socialize with their parents, especially because they know how they have been created, and therefore there is a sense of guilt, technically speaking and psychologically speaking. That is true, and it takes time for them to get let's say familiarized with let's say their own creation and also the universe, and it takes time to just digest this the philosophy of life. And okay, what a relief it is to grow up. So grown-ups are more at ease. Suddenly you regain your balance. The world opens up before you, and you are in control. And before you means in front of you and for you. It is not related to time. You are free to choose. You have your own place to live in and your own money to spend. Clear. It's clear. You don't have to seek constant approval for everything you do. You don't need to just prove something to others. Seek means pursue, to find, locate or locate. Constant means continuous and forever. Approval means acceptance for everyone, for everything you do. Okay, you are no longer teased. Teased means sneer. Let me write it. Make fun of, or even mock. Punished or ridiculed. Ridicule is a verb. The adjective is ridiculous. By heartless adults. Heartless or relentless. Cruel. Brutal. Callous, even you can say. I just remembered that. Because you failed to come up to some theoretical standard. Yeah, if you make some mistakes, if you cannot prove something, nothing special happens, because you are in charge and you don't need to prove it to others. You don't need to report something to somebody. And if on occasion you are teased, even if as an adult actually somebody sneers at you or mocks at you, you know how to deal with it. You know how to, for example, control some crises in your life, because you're mature, you're wise, and you know what to do, you can simply tell other adults to go to hell. It's none of your business. Go fly your kite. Just go away, for example. Because you are one yourself. You are the boss. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this advanced reading course based on for and against. I told you there are, let me show something to you. If you just click here for and against, you will be directed to the category or archive of the other courses of for and against. There are, I told you, 16 let's say yeah, that's right, 16 other 16 let's say units of this course, of this course book that is for and against, and there is the complete text and also podcasts. So it's better for you to just visit my website, because you will have access to the full text, including the flashcards, and also at the bottom of the page, let me see, yeah, you can, if you have any question, you can just log in with your social accounts and leave your questions, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. And here are some new flashcards. This is typical, you know, usually this is typical of what you eat in your breakfast. That's why I have said breakfast. And this is essential, necessary. This is wager, when you make a bet, usually in a casino. And this is a tempt, because this piece of cake seems to be tempting to her. And this is shriek, means scream. And this is a question on sample IELTS essay question. This is numb, means senseless. Peril, danger, and perilous, dangerous. Reclines, to lie on your back, and there are many others. Yeah, this is inhabit and conceal, and so on and so forth. And please do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel to receive upcoming English lessons. And also, for those who live in Iran, you can follow me on Apparat. And if you plan to attend our online classes, just contact me here in the footer area of my website, and hopefully, let me show something here. Our community is reaching a lot of popularity these days, and this is the Alexa rank of my website, that is 944,000 global, and in the United States it is around let's say 100,000. That is great, you know, so great. I didn't expect it to go so popular. Okay, thank you very much. By the way, if you have something really worthwhile, and you would like to cooperate with me, or have cooperation, by the way, this is the the way I create podcast. So this is my microphone, this is my desktop and my computer. So I'm right now at my desktop, at my desk, just recording this podcast. Anyway, so if you want to have cooperation with me, just I'm open to any cooperation, and you can even earn money. Why not? For example, if you think that you're a good teacher and you want to teach, so you can just have a cooperation with me and have participation here, and you will receive your own salary. So in English we say, in unity there is a strength, and I do believe in that. Okay, thank you for your attention, and I hope to see you soon.